And yeah, so yesterday we were working on the machine known as Anthem on Try Hack Me. So today we'll continue working on that, finish that, and see if we have time. We can move on to the next one as well. So again, we go to Try Hack Me first, and then we continue. Okay, just give me a moment. I need to take this call from the office. Okay, so getting back to this, just waiting for it to give us the IP, then we can continue. So yesterday, let's take a recap again of what we did. So we ran Nmap. We found out what ports were open. There was a web server running. There was also a port open for RDP or remote desktop protocol. Okay, when we went to the web server, we checked the robots.txt file. We found a possible password, and when we looked for Umbraco, we found out that that's the CMS that is being used within the website. The domain of the website was anthem.com, and we looked through the website. We found that Solomon Grundy was the name of the administrator. Based on that, we figured out the email, and after that, there were a few flags that we found within the website itself. And the next thing we needed to do is we needed to log in to the box, and that was possible with the password, the username and password for this Solomon Grundy, so SG, and the password that we found earlier. So use this password. Let me just copy that, and okay, we have the we have the IP now. So let's just go here, and there are quite a few RDP clients that can be used for this purpose, but the one I prefer is this X free RDP. So the first thing you need to specify is the username, which is SG. Then you specify the password, which is this, the one that we have copied previously. And the next thing is the IP that we need to mention. So we can just copy it here. Okay, then copy, I guess. Okay. It says copied, but it's not really taking that. Okay, IP is easy to enter manually as well. Okay, so username, password, as well as the IP or the host name in case you know that. So we use this to get an RDP connection. Okay, so could not connect all network drives. Okay, that is not our problem. So we have logged in on the system, and there is a file called user. Now it's a text document. So let's open it up and let's see what it is. Okay, so this is, no, it looks like a flag. Okay, so this is the user.txt or the user flag, let's say. So we have the user flag now. And the next question that they've asked is, okay, in the class, after you gain initial access to the machine, the content of user.txt, so which is the user flag. And we found out that's again so a flag, and we've entered that here. The next question they ask is, can we spot the admin password? So can we do that? Let's see. Of course, in the user account, this is the user's desktop. That is all that is present here. So I'll need to go to the C drive and I'll need to check if I can find something here. Okay, let's take a look at documents. Maybe there's something there. Downloads. No, just let's just check out a few folders here. Maybe we'll find something useful because currently all we know is that we have user account but not admin access on this system. Let's just go to the users part, see what accounts are there. Now we don't really know where the password could be, so we need to look around a bit. Okay, so there's nothing in this public part. First two folders are for the .NET framework, so you're not likely to find anything there. And the only folder left is administrator, but we don't have access to it. Even if I try to do this, it's going to ask me for a password for the administrator account, and we don't really have that. So let's say no and head back here. Okay, so our preliminary search turns up nothing. If I come here, however, they have hint for this question, for the admin password question. Let's see. Okay, so it says that it is hidden. Okay, so now what can I do here based on this hint? What can I do in order to help me find the password now? Any ideas? Okay, see there's something in chat. Let me check. Show hidden files. Okay, you can type it in the regular chat, not private messages, not necessary. Okay, so show hidden files. Now I want to turn that setting on. I'll just type hidden here. Now keep in mind an RDP connection is not the same as accessing a system directly, so the connection might be a little slow and you might see a lot of lag there. That is normal because the first thing is that we are already connected to this network using a VPN. This is not a local network, and we are accessing this system over RDP. So now we've opened these settings, and the current setting is don't show hidden folders or drives. Let's change that. We want to see the hidden folders and files and stuff. So now let's go back, see whether there is anything extra that was not there the last time. Is anything there that was not there the last time? Any place where we might be able to get something? Program data and backup, exactly. So these are the two different excuse me, these are the two different folders that were not there earlier. Now program data is a system folder that is there. Okay, so it is present in your Windows systems, in all Windows systems. But this other folder that you see, this backup, this could be interesting. See, in program data, you're not likely to find anything. This is just some stuff related to the programs that are installed on your system. These are just some files related to them. So let's take a look at the backup folder. Okay, so this is interesting. There's a text file here called restore. Now we don't really know whether this could be useful, but let's try accessing it. Okay, we get an error. You do not have permission to open this file. Okay, so it's not really opening the file for us. It's telling us that we don't have permission. Excuse me. So what can I try? What can I do to fix this? Like it's telling me that I can't access it. Is there any way to make a change or even attempt to make a change to that within Windows? Okay, see, we can, what we can do is we can try to change the permissions. Okay, so we go to properties, security. Currently it says no groups or users have permission to access this. You can try to change that. To change permissions, click edit. So we go to edit, we add and select the object type users groups. Okay, nothing to change here. Enter the object name. So I'm just going to enter my account name that I'm logged in as. So we are logged in as SG. So check names because of course it has an internal naming system. So SG. Okay. So okay, this has been added and we can give ourselves full control over this file. Okay. Now if I try to open it, so I can open it properly. Okay, so this looks like a password. All right. So it says, can we spot the admin password? And we have gotten the admin password now. So now what I need to do is, okay, now can anyone tell me what I need to do? This is, see, I'm just going to log in as the admin now. Yeah. So I'm going to disconnect and reconnect as the admin. In the username portion, I write administrator. I mean, we keep saying admin, but administrator is the correct term for a Windows admin account. This is the password and let's try to connect. Okay, so since it has started up a connection, given us the window, that means that was the correct password and now we are logged in as the administrator. And you can see there is a file called root, so it's a text file. And there is another flag here, which is your root flag. So your root flag has been found as well. Now there is nothing else to do on this system, and we have solved this CTF as well. So you take a look at this flag, you enter it here, correct answer, and you have solved this thing now. So Again, like with any CTF, you are supposed to find the root flag as the ultimate goal, and we have done that here. Now it's opening up the server settings because we are logged in as the administrator, but you don't really have to do anything with that. We can simply disconnect, or I could just terminate the machine from here. Disconnect, connection has ended, and we can terminate this instance of the VM so that it is properly closed. It's properly shut down now. So, does anyone have any questions from this regarding whatever steps we might have used or whatever we did? Does anyone have any kind of questions from this? No? So everyone was able to follow along with whatever steps we were taking. Okay. Now we move on to another Windows room. So, and by room I mean another challenge on hack the box. Sorry, let's try hack me. So what we'll do is just go to that second room that is known as retro. This other room that we're going to look at. Now this is also Windows based. Okay, so this is also a Windows based room. Okay, so let's deploy it. Okay, so have you guys signed up on this website? Have you created your accounts here?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. See, I would recommend that you practice, find the time to practice as soon as you can and as much as you can. Okay, so we see that now we have this second machine's IP as well. So this is 10.10.54.15. Now we already know the IP, so discovery or discovering hosts is not really a part of what we need to do. So the IP is known to us, so we can simply go back to the terminal. I can use nmap, perform a scan, see what I get. Okay, so our scan tells us that there are two ports open, port 80 as well as port 3389. Let me perform a more thorough scan so we can be sure that we are not missing out on any open ports which might help us get into the system. How much more time is it going to take? Oh, still a while. Okay, I'm thinking meanwhile we could take a look at the web server. Okay, that would be a good idea. This is the IP. Just copy it in case it isn't copied already. And try to access the web server on port 80. Okay, so this is just, it's not really hosting a website on this URL. It's just the default page for a Windows IIS server. So it's not really having a website on this domain, or at least on this URL. So out of the two open ports that we've seen so far, one of them is a web server, and the other one is, what is the other one? Can anyone tell me that? We've used this port previously, 3389.
That is RDP port, sir.
Yes, it's for RDP. So now see, in order to log into RDP, you need some kind of credentials. You need a username, you need a password. And as of this moment, we have neither of those. We don't have a username, we don't have a password. So RDP is out of the question for the time being. So the only option we have is to focus on HTTP, since even our all port scan didn't really tell us anything. So what we'll be doing is, we have to figure out some way to use port 80. So now there is no website here, but what we could do is we could use something like Dirbuster or GoBuster even. So I'll use, okay, let's just use Derb in this case to try and figure out any paths present on this website. Okay, as of right now, that's the only thing to do, to try and brute force our way through any possible directories on the website or on the web server, because we haven't really reached a website yet. Okay, this is taking way too long. I think I'm going to open a second window and go to GoBuster. Okay, so with GoBuster, there's a couple of things you need to keep in mind. I need to specify that I need to use directory brute forcing, so dir, and of course I need to mention what the URL is, and the word list, which I think we'll use on this or share, not dot share. No, Derbuster. I'm going to go to word lists, and I'm going to use this one. Directory list 2.3. Let's use small. Okay, oh, URL, yeah. I need to specify that that's as a flag. Okay, I could let this continue as well. Because unless we figure out what directory is present, we're not really going to be moving forward with this. Okay, so I think there's some progress here with GoBuster. I don't think Derb has made any progress, but we see there is one directory called retro. So I'm going to try and access this. Let's see what we get. And what do we have here? It's a website, okay, called Retro Fanatics. So this is talking about, I think it's just about old video games in this case. Yeah, just some articles related to old video games, arcade video games and stuff, which does count as retro, which is the theme of this room. So the first question that they ask us here is, a web server is running on the target. What is the hidden directory? So we have figured out the hidden directory, which is retro. So that is the answer, retro. And after that, they just jump into the actual questions, which is the user flag and the root flag. Okay, so this room is not going to do any more hand holding. It's just telling us that, okay, now you figure out stuff. So now this is the directory, this is the website that we have stumbled upon. Okay, and does it give us any kind of hint as to what it is built on? From organic themes. Okay. Login. Okay, so wp login.php. So again, this is a WordPress website. but we don't really have an email address or username. I can try the default. Let's see if it works. Admin. Okay, it does not work. So we'll need to figure out how to do that. So we'll probably need to read through some of this stuff, see if it gives us any hint regarding possible credentials to log on to the website. So, okay, so we are going to continue with this in the next session, and there we'll move forward with this